Hey, Jalen. A lot of people made a lot about your wardrobe choice on Saturday. Just what went into the sleeve on the arm and the leg?
Uh, the, it was hard because I was like, one of these games I'm gonna bring it out, and I decided to be that week. I brought it back to high school. I used to change my drip up high school, so I brought it up. I brought it out this week. Huh? Uh, I like everyone on their toes. So yeah. I'm gonna bring it back one of these games. One of these games I'm gonna bring it back.
Caden Proctor seemed like he played his best game on Saturday. He was named a Player of the Week by the coach and staff. Just what have you seen from his improvement from week to week?
Yeah, the biggest thing Caden has is his mental toughness and his toughness throughout the week, as far as learning and growing, and then also flushing plays. No matter what the circumstance is, Caden has tremendous grit, and tremendous integrity as far as how he approaches the game, and I'm proud of him because I know and I can trust in him, and I know he's willing to work, and he's steadily growing as a player.
Yeah, I went back and watched some of the game from Saturday, and a lot of your runs came on third and long. How much is it you and Tommy talking about kind of, hey, Jalen, if nothing's there on third down, make sure that you run because you can, and how much emphasis is on that?
Yeah, I think with approaching the game, all we want to do is advance downs. And as far as my angle, as far as being a quarterback, all I want to do is lead the offense and operate as efficient as possible, whether it's with the arm, whether it's with my legs. The biggest thing is trying to advance downs and try to keep up a good positive, a positive approach as we were playing, and that was the emphasis to have, whether it was pass or run, just trying to make a positive play and be a point guard.
Malachi just said that the early loss kind of helped y'all because then it makes every game an elimination game. Do you feel the same way that loss against Texas kind of refocused the team to put y'all in the position y'all are in now?
I think we look at it as a learning moment, not dwell on that moment, but also acknowledging what are some things and corrections that we need to make as a football team. I can honestly say, from my angle, as an offensive standpoint, we're steadily growing and learning, and I think that's key to how our success is driven. And I think experience is the best teacher, and we're constantly looking to improve. And I think the hunger is important for our offense. And then I agree with what Malachi's statement was, and we're just constantly just learning and just trying to do our job.
Yeah, on the subject of essentially the elimination game idea, how do you make sure that doesn't lead you to be more tense or not doing the right things, or being worried about making mistakes because there is that small margin for error?
I think we look at everything as an opportunity, and Coach Saban preaches on doing our job, and I think that's very key. Approaching any game is just doing our job, and that's going to lead to success throughout the season. And the number one thing we have to do as a football team is surrender the outcome, and that comes with how we prepared throughout the week, acknowledging what our short-term goals are, and embracing a challenge, because it's a challenge playing football, and you gotta love the grind, you gotta love football, and that's what we have in our locker room. And so I have no doubt in the guys in the room, in all of our rooms, and I'm looking forward to what's ahead of the football team.
Nick Saban's talked a lot about you stepping up in the pocket. Do you find that when you're under pressure, the game is slowing down to maybe when it was earlier in the year?
I think, like I said, like experience is helping a lot. And with that, I think acknowledging that I'm not a finished product, and embracing a challenge of wanting to improve, I think that's very key. And with stepping up in the pocket, I trust in the guys up front. They're doing a really good job, and they're working very hard. So my job is to make their job much easier, which is stepping up in the pocket. So I have to embrace that, and I have to challenge myself to do that for the guys that's blocking up front. And I honestly have to improve on that. But moving forward, we have a great plan with our offense, and that's something I got to improve on.
We've seen you guys run the tush push a couple of times now. We know the Eagles have it called the brotherly shove. Do you guys have a name for your play?
We don't have a play name for it. all we want to do is have a positive play on that play and don't see Coach Saban mad. So.
Yeah, Jalen, getting back to the running thing, it seemed like on a couple of your touchdowns, you found an extra gear that maybe we hadn't seen before. Is that because you got your legs back under you during the bye week, or was it adrenaline from seeing
Yeah.
the goal line, or was it just let go?
Yeah. I think it was a secret formula that I built up in the lab, and I was hiding it for a couple of weeks. I decided to take it out this past weekend. But, honestly, it just comes with just grinding and leaning on Coach Reese's game plan, because he's doing a really good job with his play calling. And I'm very confident in all the plays. And for me, it's all about instincts and just hitting it as fast as possible and creating productive plays.
Going back to the tush push, on the touchdown you scored off of that, was that like the design to kind of like almost dive forward and then kind of roll out to the left, or was that just circumstance?
It was circumstance. It was circumstance and just advancing the ball, and then just making a productive play on that, and then finding a hole. That's all it came with that play.
Jalen, we've heard a lot about the closeness of this team and how much fun you guys are having, how these games feel like practice. What's allowing for that?
What's allowing that is our offseason. I think we did a extremely good job with how we approached the offseason. What we did during our offseason was really get close, and I found that to be very important to our success throughout this season. And that's what I truly believe. And I think another thing is built off of trust, love, and then that family acronym that I preach about around the guys. I think that's been very successful for us, and I think we're doing a really good job with that, and our bond is steadily growing.
Talked about that secret formula. I think last week Isaiah Bond said he was the fastest player on the team. Are you ready to challenge that? And how do you think you do against him in a foot race?
I think he'll win right now. I need to recover from last game. No, Isaiah got some wheels. I'll give him that. I'll give him that one.
Early on in the game, and then on your touchdown run, you kind of initiated contact. Is that something you like doing? Do you like, a lot of quarterbacks, they're told to slide, and obviously you're not really an ordinary quarterback.
Yeah.
So is that something you crave, that contact?
Coach Saban emphasized something to our team, and then what he said was being physical. That's how we're going to win the game, and the mentality was being more physical than the other team. And I took that to heart, and I trust in Coach Saban's word, and I approached that when I was on the field. And it wasn't just me. Our running backs ran hard, our receivers ran hard. And then our defense, their mentality on defense was being more physical than LSU. And, that stuck with me throughout the week. And I had a chance to be physical in the game. I decided to do it.
Any other questions?
Obviously, they've played throughout this year, but Kendrick Law and Jam Miller kind of had a bigger role on Saturday. Just what can you say about their patience of waiting their turn and the ways they contribute to this offense?
Those two have done a great job with how hard they work. They're an important factor of our offense, and they're doing a really good job for us. Jam, as a running back, how he approaches the game is very important. He's a really physical back, and he makes plays all throughout the field, and I think that's an important factor. K-Law, with how fast he is, physical, and his mental, how he approaches the game is really a big factor for us, and I think both of those guys are doing a really good job.
Yeah, a lot's been made about Dallas's roughing the passer call on Jaden Daniels. From a quarterback perspective, I don't know if you've gone back and seen it. Did you think that's just a good football hit, or did you think there was anything else there maybe in the quarterback perspective?
Yeah. Well, football is made to be physical. Sure, I got hit a couple times. I looked at the ref like, you ain't gonna call nothing. So that's football. You gotta get up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at the next play, because I'm glad that wasn't me on the field. I tell you that.
All right, that's all. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate y'all.